Most cars are remembered for how fast they went. This one is remembered for the secrets it carried beneath its fiberglass skin. It was 1963. The Beatles were just hitting the airwaves. JFK was navigating the Cuban Missile Crisis, and Chevrolet unveiled a machine that made European sports car makers rethink everything they believed about American engineering. The Corvette Stingray wasn't just a new model. It was a complete reimagining of what an American sports car could be. Today, we're diving into 10 shocking secrets about the '63 Stingray that will completely change how you see this icon. 1. The hidden Zora suspension. Almost nobody knows this. The Stingray's independent rear suspension wasn't just new. It was a master class in engineering deception. Zora Arkus-Duntov studied the Mercedes 300 SL's swing axle and saw its fatal flaw: extreme positive camber under compression. His solution? A transverse leaf spring mounted above the differential, paired with trailing arms and a complex geometry that improved camber under load. But here's the kicker. Zora secretly drilled extra mounting points in the frame intended for racers who knew where to look. Change the trailing arms, and you could completely transform handling. GM never acknowledged this officially, but crawl under a '63 frame with a flashlight, and the truth is there, waiting. 2. The split window that almost didn't exist. Everyone knows the iconic split rear window. Few know it was nearly banned by safety regulators. Months before production, the National Highway Safety Council argued against any rear view obstruction. Bill Mitchell fought relentlessly. He built 2 identical cars, one with a split window, one without, and ran professional drivers through obstacle courses. Surprisingly, the split window car performed better. The central spine acted as a visual reference, helping drivers judge distances more accurately. Mitchell's gamble paid off, but GM secretly tooled a backup single-piece design, used for the '64 model, just in case regulators said no. 3. The secret fuel injection codes. The Rochester fuel injection was rare, a $7,000 option in today's money. But inside each unit was a hidden serial code. The first 2 digits marked the week of assembly. The third, a letter A to D showing which engineer calibrated it. Air units consistently dynoed about 5% stronger because John Dulzer, the system's creator, was notoriously optimistic. Even more shocking, around 200 units marked X were secretly destined for GM executives and racing teams. These cars weren't just rare, they were engineered for performance above all else. 4. Fiberglass. GM claimed the Stingray's fiberglass body was revolutionary, but the early resin formula was flawed. Cost cutting led to a cheaper catalyst that didn't cure properly in cold weather. Cars built August to November 1962, VIN 100 to 3,700, were at risk of delaminating within 5 years. GM quietly bought back hundreds, crushing them, but a few escaped. Today, these early, soft-body Stingrays are more valuable. Tap behind the doors. If it sounds hollow, you found a piece of Corvette history, cheaper GM almost destroyed. 5. The Z6 Racing Delete Mystery. The Z6 package added options, but its real secret was what it deleted. Delete J56 removed the heater. J57 deleted sound deadening. J58 replaced inner fiberglass with aluminum honeycomb, saving 43 pounds. Only 7 cars got all 3 deletes. They were GM engineering mules, quietly sent to racing teams. One went on to be 150 pounds lighter than a standard Z6. When CISA demanded inspection, it mysteriously caught fire in the transporter. Surviving parts are now collector gold. 6. The Rock Crusher transmission myth. The M22 Rock Crusher transmission didn't officially debut until 1965, yet about 40 '63s were secretly fitted with pre-production units. Zora arranged this with Money Gear Works for testing. These experimental transmissions had special alloys and gear ratios, never meant for street cars. If you find a 63 with a casting number starting with X, you've discovered one of these secret race-ready transmissions. 7. The paint that doesn't exist. Flip through any 63 Corvette color chart. 7 colors. But there's an 8th. Marlboro Maroon Metallic, paint code 942. Commissioned for Harley Earl, this deep purple-red metallic was a one-off. GM eventually repainted 20 more for executives under a slightly altered formula marked 932. Original 942s are impossibly rare, identifiable only via the trim tag. 8. Brake cooling ducts that weren't those aggressive vents behind the front wheels. GM lied. On production cars, air never reached the brakes, but the ducts were designed for easy activation. Remove block-off plates, drill guide holes, and the system worked perfectly. Internal GM racing bulletins detailed this process, never intended for public eyes. Cars with factory-activated ducts today can add $50,000 in value. 9. Grand Sport DNA hidden in plain sight. Only 5 Grand Sport racers were officially built, but their components quietly made it into hundreds of regular 63s. Aluminum differentials, thin brake lines, lightweight flywheels. Around 50 cars got these during December 1962. GM didn't document it, but racers immediately felt the difference. Finding these parts today, like striking gold for collectors. 10. The car that saved the Corvette. One Stingray literally saved the program. In December 1962, GM was ready to cancel the Corvette. Bill Mitchell parked serial number 100, painted chameleon blue, in the CEO's garage. The paint shifted from deep blue to green depending on the angle. Frederick Donner walked past. Mesmerized, he declared, "Gentlemen, I've just seen the future of Chevrolet." The Corvette was saved. That car vanished for decades, discovered only in 2021 in a sealed Swiss garage. It still carries its color-shifting paint and is priceless today. The 1963 Corvette Stingray wasn't just a sports car. It was a rolling laboratory of innovation, secrecy, and American ambition. Most cars are remembered for how fast they went. The 63 Stingray is remembered because it was layered, engineered for speed, hidden performance, and stories beneath its skin. If you love deep dives into the machines that shaped automotive history, subscribe. And click on the next video on your screen, because the next legend might be hiding more than this one.